Hello, everyone. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today, we're diving into a powerful turning point in Lie to Diep and James's story. After finally facing James's strict father at the district office, Diep learns the painful truth about why he never wanted her. And instead of giving up, she decides to build a real future with James, registering their own shop, putting both their names on the sign, and choosing love over pride, money, and pressure. The big question is, can a small shop, a big love, and a determined woman really stand up against a powerful father who still refuses to bless their relationship? If you enjoy this kind of emotional, slow-burn drama, don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss the next episodes. The district office courtyard is already awake when Lie to Diep steps through the gate. People drift in and out with folders in hand, a low murmur of signatures and stamps. She's early on purpose. She doesn't want a private drama behind a closed door. She wants witnesses, sunlight, the kind of open space where words have to behave. She stops under the same tree she chose yesterday. From here, she can see the main stairs, the reception window, and the bench where the brother agreed to wait. He's there already, eyes circled with tiredness, a thin folder clutched like a life jacket. When he spots her, he stands. "You sure?" he asks quietly. "I'm sure of him," Diep replies, "and I'm sure I won't hide." A black sedan glides through the gate, smooth as if the road were made for it. The father steps out in a pressed shirt, pen already in his breast pocket, like a soldier wearing his rank. His gaze sweeps the yard, lands on Diep, then on the brother, then on the government officer who has just walked out with a clipboard and a curious look. For a heartbeat, annoyance flickers in his eyes. This was supposed to be private. Too late. "Ms. Lai," the officer says politely, "you wanted to submit a complaint and discuss a family matter?" "Yes," Diep answers, voice even. Both are the same story. They stand in a loose circle beneath the tree. Diep, the father, the brother, the officer. People pass behind them, ears half turned. No one is truly alone in a place like this. The father speaks first, choosing the role he likes best. Reasonable patriarch. "Still, there's been a misunderstanding," he says. "The girl is upset because I want what's best for my son. I invited her to clear the air." Diep doesn't flinch. "I'm upset," she says calmly, "because someone hired men to follow me, to threaten me, to tell me to give up James. I'm upset because notes I left for him were taken by strangers, not by him. I came here to be safe, and to say this in front of someone whose job is not to take your side or mine, but the law's." The officer's eyes flick from one face to another. "Miss, do you have anything to support what you're saying?" She opens her bag and lays the pieces gently on the bench like offerings. The photocopy of the workshop account stamp, the blurred photo of the sedan's plate at the station, the transfer receipt to Xuan Van the brother provided, the list of times and routes. "I have this," she says, "and I have witnesses. The cafe owner who saw the note taken, the kiosk woman who described the man, the mechanic who explained the district account, the brother who wishes he hadn't helped." The brother swallows hard. "It's true," he says, voice rough. "He paid me with the workshop and the branch. I was supposed to get James away from her. I was told there would be no harm. But the way it's been done..." He shakes his head. "See, if something happens to her or the child, I won't carry it alone." The father's jaw tightens, his composed mask cracking by a hair. "Are you accusing me of a crime?" he asks, turning to the officer. "Because I arranged for my son to work abroad? Because I worry he'll throw his life away on someone beneath him?" There it is, finally spoken out loud. Beneath him. Diep repeats quietly. The words cut, but the cut brings clarity with it. Is that why you don't like me? Because I sell potatoes at the market? Because my house has one small room, not three big ones? It's not personal, he says quickly, then hears himself and winces. I mean, you're hard-working, I'm sure. But I clawed my way out of the dirt. I watched my wife patch the same pair of shoes for 5 years. I swore my son would never marry a woman who keeps a ledger of debts and discounts instead of a degree. I already paid for your family once. School fees, rent. Do you think I forgot? You're a reminder of everything I promised him he'd never have to live through. The truth lands heavier than any insult. For a second, Diep sees the boy he must have been, angry at the mud on his knees, ashamed of the patched clothes, furious at hunger. She feels unexpectedly a flicker of pity. Then she looks at his eyes now, the way they harden when he says beneath, and the pity burns away. I know you helped us, she says, steady. I know there was a debt. We've been trying to repay it by building our own life, not taking more from you. But you don't get to buy the right to decide who I am forever, or who he loves. The officer clears his throat, stepping in before the air catches fire. Sir, miss, let me be clear. Parents can advise. They cannot hire people to intimidate, follow, or harm another citizen. If there are men acting in your name, he looks at the father. You are responsible for stopping them. If harm comes to her or the child, there will be an investigation. Paper does not forget. The father bristles. You have no proof You have no proof you didn't. The officer cuts gently, gesturing toward the bench. And she has enough to make trouble you don't want. You're an educated man. Don't act like you don't know where the line is. For a moment, the courtyard feels like a scale, all their lives hanging in the balance. A bird lands on the tree above them, then lifts off again, indifferent. The father exhales, a slow, controlled release. No one will touch you, he says to Diep, each word iron. I'll see to that, but I will never approve this. Never. He turns to the officer. Is that allowed? You don't have to give approval, the officer replies. You only have to obey the law. It's not a victory. It's not a reconciliation. It is, however, a line drawn where there was none before. No more hired shadows. No more whispered threats without consequence. The father adjusts his cufflink, looks at the brother with a mix of anger and betrayal, then stalks back to the car. He pauses once, half turning. If he chooses you, he says, voice low enough that only she hears. He chooses your struggle. Don't say I didn't warn you. Diep meets his gaze. We choose each other, she says, and we choose the struggle together. The sedan pulls away. The courtyard breathes again. The officer scribbles notes, takes copies of her documents, and gives her a single piece of advice as he leaves. Keep this neat, he taps the folder. If anything happens, bring it back. You're not alone as long as the paper remembers. The brother lingers, shame and relief wrestling on his face. I didn't expect you to stand like that, he admits. Most people fold when he raises his voice. Diep smiles, tired but clear. I don't stand because I'm brave, she says. I stand because I love him, and because there's a little girl at home who thinks the world is kind. I'd like to keep it that way as long as possible. On the walk home, the city feels different. Not safer exactly, but less tilted. The threats are no longer shadows. They have names, faces, and a file in a government drawer. That changes things. Her phone buzzes again. This time, the voice she has been waiting for fills her ear, soft but present. You went, didn't you? James says, not asking. Yes, she answers. I didn't let him pull me into a room alone. We talked in the yard, with an officer, with witnesses. What did he say? There's worry there, but also something else. Admiration, maybe. He said you deserve better than me, she says, not softening it. He said I remind him of everything he never wants you to live through. He said you'd be choosing my struggle. She breathes out. He's right, in one way. Silence. Then James. I've seen the way you work, the way you hold Nye when she sleeps, the way you feed half the lane when they're too proud to ask. If that's your struggle, I choose it. I'm not afraid of the same roof, the same rice, the same market mornings. I'm afraid of a life where I have money and no you. Her throat tightens. She leans against a wall, eyes closed, letting his words pour over the sore parts of her heart like warm water. They'll talk, she whispers. Neighbors, relatives. They'll say I trapped you. They'll say I climbed by grabbing your name. Let them, he says. They don't know the nights you stayed awake making sure my mother had soup when she was sick. They didn't see you keep the shop open in the rain so we could pay rent. Love isn't a ladder. It's two people carrying the same things because they want to, not because they have to. She laughs through the tears. You sound very wise today. I'm standing outside a warehouse pretending to count crates, he replies. I have to sound wise. It's the only dignity I have left. They both laugh, and in that laughter, the world shrinks to something manageable, a line between them, taut but unbroken. Around them, the father's disapproval, the hired men, the whispers, they're still there. But between them, something else stands taller. A choice. What do we do now? She asks. We don't run, James says. Not from him, not from this town. We build something so solid they can't say it's just romance. We save. We formalize your stall, turn it into a small shop. We register it, get a license, pay tax. We let the papers show we're serious. When I can step out from under his account, I stand next to you. Not behind, not above. Next time we're in that courtyard, we'll be two names on the same document. And if he never approves, she says, then we live anyway, he replies. Without his blessing, with our own, with knees, with the neighbors who eat your cakes and the officer who filed your complaint. We make our own niche. The word hangs there, a little out of place, a little grand, but true. Their own space, their own shape, not the one drawn by his father's pen. Diep straightens, wipes her face with the back of her hand. The path isn't suddenly easy, but it's visible now. She knows why he hates the idea of her, because she reminds him of hunger and hard work and a past he's too proud to accept. She also knows she is not that past. She is the future James wants. Okay, she says. We'll do it. Slowly, properly, together. Together, he repeats. I'll call again when I can. Moon at 9? Moon at 9, she confirms. She hangs up, pocketing not just the phone, but the direction they just agreed on. This isn't about winning his father anymore. It's about building a life so honest and steady that even his father's anger can't shake it. At home, Nee runs up with a drawing of 3 figures again, this time with a tiny stall drawn beside the house, shelves full of imagined goods. This is our shop, she says proudly, and this is Uncle James helping carry potatoes. Diep laughs, voice thick. Perfect, she says. That's exactly what we're going to do. The next few days feel different, not because the world has changed, but because Diep has. Every step she takes now, she takes with direction. She knows why James's father despises the idea of her, why her market clothes and simple house scratch against his pride like sandpaper. She also knows that his fear doesn't define her worth, or theirs. If anything, it sharpens her resolve. She starts small, because that's how real things begin. Early the next morning, after Nee's hair is braided and breakfast is plated, she spreads her worn notebook on the table and draws 3 columns. Column 1, now. Column 2, soon. Column 3, later. Under now, she writes, register stall, keep receipts, note suppliers. Under soon, shop license, small signboard, maybe a fridge for cold drinks. Under later, expand, maybe hire help, create a little niche that bears both their names. She writes slowly, as if each letter is a brick. Is this homework? Nye asks, swinging her legs from the chair. This is our future, Diep smiles. You'll see. She goes back to the district office, this time not to argue or defend, but to apply. Household business registration, she says at the counter. The clerk, who has seen her twice already, raises an eyebrow but says nothing. He slides her a form, name of owner, type of business, address. She prints her name carefully, like a promise. But where it says other contact person, the clerk says, you can leave it blank or add someone. Her pen hovers for a second, then she writes, James. Not his family name, not yet, just James. It feels right. Outside, the brother is waiting again, less haunted this time. You're doing it, he says, nodding at the folder in her hands. Step by step, she replies. Can you help me avoid making mistakes? You've done this before. He laughs softly. It took me 10 years to do what you're doing in a week. I'll help. They sit on a low bench and go line by line. He shows her how to keep invoices, how to record daily sales and expenses in a way that will satisfy the tax people but won't choke her. He offers to talk to a supplier who owes him a favor. It's not penance, it's participation. Each tip is a small stone laid between them, something new to step on. At the market, the tone begins to shift too. Aunt Hoa proudly tells anyone who will listen that our Diep is opening a real shop soon, not just a corner stall. The kiosk woman jokes that when the signboard goes up, she'll raise prices to match. The mechanic offers to help paint the shutters on his day off, for good luck. Gossip still circles, of course, about James, the father, the too romantic story, but it bounces off the thicker layer of respect that honest work has earned her. One evening, as Diep is counting coins at the table, she gets a call from a number she doesn't recognize. For a heartbeat, she expects another threat, another stranger claiming to be a messenger. Instead, a woman's voice, careful and tired. Diep, it's James's mother. Diep straightens. Hello, Aunt, she says, using the respectful term. I heard you went to the office, the woman says, that you stood in front of his father and did not bow your head. I stood because I love him, Diep replies quietly, and because I was tired of being scared in corners. There's a small, shaky laugh on the other end. Good, James's mother says. Someone in this story needs to remember how love is supposed to sound. She hesitates. He told me about the shop, that you're putting it in both your lives, whether the name is there yet or not. I want something solid, Diep says, not just words. The older woman exhales. He's stubborn, his father, she says. So are you. Maybe that's why I believe you two can survive. I can't fight him the way you do, but I won't be on his side when he's wrong. That's what I called to say. It isn't approval, not fully. but it's warmth. And coming from inside the house that has pushed hardest against her, it feels like a window opening. Nights become their meeting point. Not always in person, most of the time it's still calls, short and spaced out so they don't draw attention. They pick a time. 9, when Nee is asleep and the lane is calmer. Moon at 9, they say, like a ritual. Some nights he can't call, and she just looks up at the sky and imagines his face tilted the same way, somewhere near that warehouse or on a road beyond it. When he does call, the conversations are simple and precise. "I talked to my mother," he says one night. "She doesn't hate you." "I know," Diep answers. "I heard it in her voice." Another night. "I'm counting crates again. Every crate has a number. I pretend every number is how many days until I'm free." "Then count backward," she suggests. "It will feel closer." He laughs, and she memorizes the sound. The father does not disappear. Disapproval does not evaporate just because it's been named. One afternoon, as Diep is measuring wood for shelves in the rented shop space, a narrow front, 2 walls, 1 window, a clean car stops outside. The man with the empty smile steps in like he owns the air. Behind him, unexpectedly, comes the father himself. He scans the room, taking in the bare walls, the stacked boards, the little paper drawing "Nye" taped near the doorway, a child's version of the shop they're building. "So it's true," he says. "You're doing this." "Yes," Diep answers, putting down the tape measure. She doesn't invite them to sit. This isn't that kind of visit. "You don't have to," the father says. "You could take a sum of money, start over somewhere else, away from him, away from me. I have enough to give you a new life. A life without him," she says. "Without the people who already know me, love me, joke with me in the market. That's not a new life. That's a different cage." His jaw flexes. "You make it sound like prison to be apart from him." "It would be," she replies simply. "For me." He looks at her a long time. "Do you even understand what struggle is?" he asks finally, the old anger seeping through. "Have you ever had to choose between paying rent and paying school fees? Between medicine and food?" "Yes," she says, and she says it so quietly that it lands louder. "You helped once. You paid fees. I remember." I was old enough to feel the shame and the gratitude fight each other inside me. That's why I don't throw your help away. That's why I'm here now, hammering shelves instead of waiting for someone else to save us. He doesn't expect that answer. For a moment, his eyes soften in spite of himself. He sees, maybe for the first time, that she isn't trying to pull his son down into poverty. She is trying to build something alongside him. "I don't want him to end up like me," he says quietly. "I'm scarred by how hard it was." "We can't change where you came from," Diep answers gently. "We can change how we face where we're going. You fought alone. We won't. That's the difference." The man with the empty smile shifts, uncomfortable with how human this has become. "Sir," he murmurs, "we should go." The father straightens his shoulders, the softness shuddering. "I still don't approve," he says. "I won't attend any ceremony. I won't sign anything with your name next to mine." "Then don't," she says. "We'll sign ours. We'll wear the rings. We'll raise the shop door every morning. We'll take care of each other. We'd love to have your blessing, but we can live without it. What we can't live without is each other." He stares at her a second longer, something like respect and resentment at war in his face. Then he turns and leaves. The man with the empty smile lingers a moment, looking oddly curious. "You really think love can beat everything?" he asks. No, Diep says. I think love gives you a reason to keep going when everything tries to beat you. That's enough. He actually nods, like he'll be thinking about that later. Weeks pass in a blur of paint and paperwork. The shop takes shape. Shelves go up. A small sign appears over the doorway, hand-painted by the mechanic on his day off. Diep and James, home goods, cakes, and produce. When she sees both their names up there, even just painted wood, her throat tightens. She takes a photo and sends it to James. His reply comes fast. Save me a hammer. I want to hang the first basket myself. The day the registration paper arrives, stamped and official, she holds it with both hands like it might fly away. 2 names, 1 business. Not a marriage certificate, not yet, but something solid in the eyes of the world. Proof that what they're building isn't just in their heads. That night, under the same sky that has listened to every whispered plan, they meet again by the shrine. No stolen notes this time, just 2 people and a piece of paper. You did it, James says, tracing the ink with his thumb. We did it, she corrects. Even when you weren't here, you were in every line. He laughs. My father's going to hate this. Probably, she says. But you know what? He'll also see it. Every time he passes this street, every time he hears someone say, go to Diep and James, they treat you fair. He'll see that we didn't run. He sobers, eyes warm. Thank you, he says, for not giving up on me, for not giving up on us. I couldn't, she answers. Even when they tried to scare me, even when your father said I was beneath you, my love didn't shrink. It grew. It wrapped around you, around Nye, around this tiny shop with its crooked shelves. I'm not strong because I'm special. I'm strong because I decided you were worth the effort. And you? He says. You're worth all of it to me. They stand there a long time, talking not about threats and plates and stamps, but about tiles and recipes and where to put the cash box so Nye can't sneak extra sweets. Around them, the world is still imperfect. The father still disapproves. The hired men still exist. The struggle is not gone. But the love between them has turned into something tangible. A plan, a place, a name on paper. They didn't run from the storm. They built a roof and stood under it together. And as the night deepens, the moon climbs. Quiet, stubborn, right on time, just as it always promised it would. After James's brief, coded calls, Diep decides to stop hiding and meets James's father at the district office, in front of an officer and witnesses. There, she finally hears the truth. He paid her family's debts in the past, and now despises the idea of his son marrying a poor market girl who reminds him of his own hard childhood. Diep stands her ground, presenting evidence of threats and shadowy workshop account deals, forcing him to back off from using hired men. Instead of breaking, she turns her love into action, registering a small shop, putting her and James's names on the paperwork and future signboard. With help from the brother, neighbors, and even James's mother, the shop slowly takes shape. James and Diep choose to build a shared life, even without his father's blessing.